Hello people, Zookstar here, and welcome to my second movie review. Now, look at this rabbit. When you look at it, what's the first thing that comes to mind? You probably think it's all cute and adorable and so harmless. Well, if there's any movie I know of that proves that statement wrong, it's the 1978 British animated movie Watership Down. Ah yes, if you love animated films and you live in the UK, you should have at least heard of this movie. If not, let me give you the details. The movie is basically an adaptation of the 1972 award-winning novel of the same name, written by British author Richard Adams, who has also written some really dark novels with animals. So if you're still not convinced how a movie with bunny rabbits could be so dark and edgy, well, then it's my job to review the movie to show you why. So the movie's plot starts out with a sequence which tells the story of Lord Frith, who is like an animal version of God, had created the world and its animals. Everything is peaceful until a rabbit named Elora and his rabbits start to make themselves spoiled, which makes Frith angry and turns the other animals into bloodthirsty killers. However, after many rabbits were killed, Frith gives Elora the power of speed and cunningness, and it's from that point on that the world is no longer a safe place for the rabbits. So after that, we finally get to the present in Sandalford, England, where we meet another pack of rabbits. Everything is peaceful until one rabbit named Fiver starts to have a weird vision that their home is about to be destroyed. So he and his brother Hazel, the main character of the movie, decide that they have to get the other rabbits to leave their home before it's too late. So they visit another rabbit named Bigwig to see the chief of their warren. However, the chief is not convinced of the bad danger happening and refuses to lead the rabbits away. So Hazel, Fiver and Bigwig band a small group of rabbits to leave the warren at night. On their journey they come across owls, badgers and a roo-doo-doo. Yeah, for those of you wondering what the hell that is, it's what the rabbits call when they see a car. Yeah, don't ask me, it's rabbit logic. Later, the rabbits decide to have a rest in the field until this happens.
Violet's gone.
I'm not joking there, people. The rabbit that was just killed off there was the only female rabbit in the group. Can you say ouch? Anyway, that night the rabbits decide to take shelter in a shed in a cemetery, only to be driven off by rats in the process. It starts to rain and the rabbits have no idea where to take shelter next, until another rabbit named Cowslip finds them and offers them to make themselves at home in his warren. They find out that man gives food to Cowslip and his rabbits because he was nice enough to give it to them, so the rabbits eat in peacefulness, except for Fiver, who still has tingling feelings about the warren. Before Hazel tells a story about Elora, Cowslip then speaks this really creepy poem.
Where are you going, stream? Far, far away. Take me with you, stream. Take me on your dark journey. Lord Frith, oh take me far away to the hearts of light. The silence. I give you my breath, my life. The silence.
This freaks Fiver out, causing him to run out of the warren, which starts to trigger Bigwig's rage state.
You're determined to ruin it for us, aren't you?
No!
It's me, all the time.
But
I'm in a mess.
Bigwig,
Everything's bad.
no!
I have a funny feeling in my toe.
No,
Cracker! I'm finished with you. And what's more, I'm going to make sure everyone else is.
This causes Bigwig to be caught in a snare, aka a rabbit trap. Thankfully, the rabbits manage to free Bigwig before he chokes to death, and the rabbits continue on. They then come across one of the Owsla officers named Holly, who explains to them that Fiver's vision was indeed true and the warren has been wiped out. However, thanks to another vision by Fiver, the rabbits find themselves a new home in the high hills of Watership Down. Before that, however, Hazel and another rabbit named Pipkin decide to raid a nearby farm to free a group of female hutch rabbits, since the female rabbit in their group had been killed. But sadly the plan backfires when the rabbits are chased off by the farm's cat and dog, so after more travelling, the rabbits finally make it to their new home in Watership Down.
you can see the whole world! He made it all for us!
Frith may have made it, but Fiver found it.
Now that the rabbits are finally living in peace and harmony, They encounter this really mentally ill seagull named Kihar.
We help you.
Whoa, watch the language! So with the rabbits finding a new home, there's just one tiny problem. Since the group has no female rabbits, or what they call does, that means that they cannot breed more rabbits to keep going after they passed. They convince Kihar to go look for some, but he doesn't return afterwards. So Hazel, Fiver and some other rabbits decide to go back to the farm to free the hutch rabbits from earlier. But the plan backfires again and Hazel is shot by one of the farmers. However, with the help of the Black Rabbit of Inlay, who is a rabbit version of the Grim Reaper, Fiver finds Hazel wounded by the shot and is brought back to health by Kihar. Kihar then mentions that he's seen a couple of does in another warren called Efrafa, which Holly begs them not to go as Efrafa is like a high military state where rabbits are kept as prisoners, led by a really ugly vicious rabbit named General Woundwort. But whatever the case, Hazel, Fiver, Bigwig and the rabbits decide to infiltrate Efrafa to release the imprisoned rabbits, including one doe named Heisenflay, and restore peace. And that's all I'll say about the plot, so I don't want to spoil too much, except for this. Yeah, you guys think rabbits are cute and cuddly animals now? Anyway, let's talk about the characters, starting with the main character, Hazel. I'll admit, at first I thought this character started off as pretty bland, but as the film progresses he becomes less of a naive character and becomes more determined. I mean, he would go to great lengths like raiding a farm, which is the second time he got shot for it, and infiltrating a powerful rabbit warren just to rescue some does. Again, there's not much to his character other than that, but his voice actor, John Hurt, who would also provide the voice cast in another Richard Adams novel adaptation, Plague Dogs, provides the perfect voice for him and doesn't make the character boring.
Tell you the truth, I'm getting sick and tired of it. Sometimes I feel like clearing out of the warren altogether. Never mind, let's forget it and try to enjoy the evening.
Then there's his brother Fiver. Quite like his brother, there's not much to his character, but one thing that's interesting is that he is able to have visions of the future. My only question is, how did he get this power? Was he gifted by it? Did he obtain it by some mystical rabbit? Maybe I'm just overanalyzing. His voice is provided by Richard Briers, and much like John Hurt as Hazel, he still makes the character's voice perfect. Then there's Bigwig, the tough one of the bunch. He's definitely my favourite character. He sort of acts like the protector or bodyguard for the group, but he also has a badass attitude and doesn't take shit from anyone, especially General Woundwort. Now that's a rabbit with balls. We also have General Woundwort, the main villain. Man, talk about an evil Quasimodo rabbit. He basically plays as the evil leader of Efrafa, and Jesus, is he creepy or what? I mean, just listen to that voice and tell me it doesn't sound ugly. Anyway, yeah, by these points alone, I'd definitely say he is the perfect villain for this film. He's violent, ruthless, powerful, and will go to great lengths to keep his rabbits prisoner. And spoiler alert, when he is killed by the farm's dog at the end of the movie, his memory is used as a ghost story to scare kids. Wow. Now for the supporting characters. Well, there's not much personality to them. There is this one rabbit in the group named Blackberry, who seems to play the role of the brains of the bunch, helping the smaller cross the river, and rescuing Bigwig from the snare. Holly is the rabbit in the group who provides the most backstory, after hearing his story in Efrafa and how he escaped. And then there's that crazy seagull Kihar, who provides the most comic relief of the film. And yeah, he is stupidly funny, and his voice is provided by Zero Mostel, but sadly this will be his last role before he passed away. Now let's talk about the musical score. Well, there's not much to the music of the film as it fits the film well and does the job fine, but there are times when the music can really start to get edgy, which gets my heart pumping. The only song in the movie that's sung by a person is Bright Eyes, sung by Art Garfunkel, which plays during the scenes where the Black Rabbit is guiding Fiver to Hazel, and is also the movie's main theme.
How can the light that burned so brightly suddenly burn so pale?
And finally, there's the animation. For 1978 and for a non-American animation company, this does look really good. Okay, it's not a step up in animation, but the backgrounds and details of the film are very well crafted and look realistic. The film also does a great job capturing the actions of animals like the rabbits very well. Of course, when you get to the climax of the film, it's there that you'll get to see some gore in the fights. Now, I'm not that much of a fan of gore, but here, there's not too much of it, which still makes the fight scenes enjoyable enough to watch, despite some deaths here and there. Of course, despite being an adult-rated movie, there was some controversy with the violence of the movie. But that's all there is on the animation. Despite some gory scenes, it's still very well done for 1978 standards, and handles the realistic tone of the movie well. So overall, I hope this review has taught you that rabbits aren't so cute and cuddly. Alright, besides that, this is one of the more underrated animated movies I've ever seen. It may have some dark and really creepy scenes, but the story and atmosphere of the movie really make up for it. Not all of the scenes are dark though, as it does have some light moments here and there. My only gripe with the film, however, is that most of the characters lack development, and I wish the movie could have taken more time for them to have some screen. But other than that, if you're really into dark and edgy, violent films like Tim Burton films, then this is definitely a movie for you. Otherwise, I would probably look elsewhere. I'd give it a low bag of chili heatwave Doritos. The reason I say low is because of my beef with the character development. But other than that, this is still one of my personal favourites. So if the movie was such a big hit at the time, what came after it? Well, as I mentioned earlier, there was another film adaptation of a novel by Richard Adams called Play Dogs. I would review that one too, but unlike Watership Down, I'm not a particular fan of this one, so I'll give it a skip. However, later in 1999, they announced a TV series adaptation of Watership Down. A TV series? Holy shit! Now that alone is epic. I wonder if it's going to be like Sonic Sat AM, but with all the dark but interesting stories and action and what? Okay, this is awkward.
How can the light that burns so bright suddenly burn so pale? Bright eyes.
Okay, I will admit I did watch this show as a kid, and naturally I enjoyed it, but now as I've grown up, it hasn't really aged well. Not that I think it's bad, it's just when you compare it to the movie, it feels pretty mediocre. Unlike the movie, this is more geared towards a younger audience, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but after going from this to this, it feels awkward. It's like if Jak 2 was the first Jak and Daxter game, and Jak and Daxter was the second Jak and Daxter game. It just feels awkward. Now don't get me wrong, the show does have its moments like the animation, the voice acting, and some of the characters. They even brought back John Hurt to play the role of General Woundwort in this.
Are you incompetent? Or perhaps lacking in motivation? I have remedies for both problems.
Like I said, it's not a bad series, it just feels underwhelming in comparison to the movie. Well, that was my movie review on Watership Down. This is Zookstar1000, and I'll see you all in the next video.